Balance. The three pieces of equipment you'll need are your balance pad, your yoga mat, and your partner. If you need to see each individual exercise, see the videos below. The first exercise is standing on one leg. You're going to shift weight onto your one leg, bending the other, holding for 5 seconds. We're going to repeat this one 10 times. Feel here how the lower leg and ankle are working to stay balanced. Some people find the 5-second hold to be challenging. If that gets easier for you, progress the hold times. We're going to switch sides and do the same thing on the left. Another way to progress that one is doing it with your eyes closed. You'll get the position, then you'll close your eyes. And last one. The next exercise is your calf stretch. We're going to be holding 30 seconds. On this one, you want to make sure that the back foot is completely straight and that your heel stays flush to the ground. I'm stretching my left side. I'm going to be alternating sides, completing 3 on each side, holding 30 seconds. We're going to switch. The ankle is very important in terms of balance. The ankle joint has to have adequate mobility in order to give feedback to your brain to then send a signal back down to the lower leg to help you with balance when you're on those uneven lies. Okay, we're switching again, second one, left side. When you get into those situations where you're on uneven ground, that's where balance comes in beneficial. The reason we hold for 30 seconds is because we want that tissue to be elongated. Switching, second repetition on the right side. Balance is also important because during the shifting of your center of pressure during the golf swing, we see that there's a loading of one side and then a transition of loading onto the other side, depending if you're a right or left-handed golfer. Okay, last repetition each side. 30-second hold, keeping the heel down flat, the foot pointing straight ahead. Make sure you're doing this on a steady wall, unless you want to do some renovation in your house. You can punch a hole through your wall by leaning against it too hard, and get your significant other to fix it. Okay, last one. Don't forget to breathe here too. Breathing in through the nose, holding a couple seconds, and then out through pursed lips. Focusing on your breathing here as you feel that stretch in the lower leg. The next exercise, standing on the right foot, you're going to imagine 3 cones in front of you, one straight ahead, one to your left, and one to your right. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be alternating patterns of doing a more dynamic movement while trying to maintain balance on the right side. Notice I'm taking my leg out and I'm bringing it back each time. It's actually a good workout for the leg as well. And you could vary the positions. Good. And we're going to switch sides. You should be feeling the left ankle working pretty hard here. Maybe the right hip getting a little tired. Once again, focusing on your breathing. Getting tired now. Stay focused. Last one. We'll make 10 repetitions. The next one, you're going to need your balance pad. This one's looking a little bit more like the golf swing. So you're going to have your right foot standing on that pad. You're going to be in your address position as you take your backswing. If you're a right-handed golfer, you're going to take that backswing and you're going to shift weight onto that pad, holding for 10 seconds. Obviously that balance pad makes it more challenging. From there you're going to put your foot down, transition weight onto the lead side, and there you're going to hold 5 to 10 seconds as well. Again, transfer weight, foot down, load the lead side. Foot down, load the lead side. Foot down, load the lead side. This is actually what we see during the transfer of center of pressure in the golf swing. If you have the access to the body track, we see a shifting of the center of pressure onto the trail leg. At the top, upwards of 80% of your weight is on that side, pushing force into the ground. As you transfer and load, at impact we should see at least 80% of your weight on your lead side, which is for a right-handed golfer their left leg. We're going to go ahead and switch. So now we're pretending to be a left-handed golfer. We're here. Foot down. Left-handed golfer Phil Mickelson. Foot down, load the lead side. You can tell I'm a right-handed golfer. This is another thing we see during golf, though. We see asymmetries. We want to see golfers with symmetry. That's why a lot of the touring professionals, males and females, swing the club both directions. Load the lead side, transfer weight. If that's too challenging for you with the AirX pad, you can certainly do this on just firm ground. Last one. That was 5 times total. As you can see, that side's working hard on the balance pad. The next one is going to utilize your partner. My partner today is my beautiful wife, Chelsea. So I'm going to have Chelsea stand here, facing this direction. She's going to have her feet real close together. You're going to close eyes. What I'm going to have her do is stand firm. I'm going to be moving her in different directions. I want her to just maintain that standing position. Okay, eyes closed. I'm going to look at our clock for a minute. Good, so she's just kind of fighting against those forces that I'm pushing through her body to work on what's called a little bit more dynamic balance. Her eyes closed is already forcing her vision to be occluded, which that's part of the balance system, is vision. So we see that the sway is already going to be increasing. More seconds. Start out kind of a little more gently. You can increase force as you go. Okay, short rest, about 5 seconds. Do the same thing again, eyes closed. 1 minute. She doesn't know where my force is going to be coming from. So that's really forcing her to react to that perturbation that I'm creating. And if that perturbation gets too much, and we start seeing a different strategy, the hip strategy starts to pop in, a little bit more movement of the whole body versus just the ankles. That's the ankle strategy. Or if the force got so great, she would actually be stepping forward. That's kind of the last ditch effort that your body has to prevent you from falling, is actually lunging forward with one foot to widen your base of support. Good, eyes open. This will be the last one. Go ahead and close eyes. 1 more minute, 3 total. 1 minute holds. Here you can start to maybe incorporate counter pressures. Obviously we know that in the golf swing there's a greater degree of turning of the upper body compared to the pelvis. That's that X factor. So we can start to bring in maybe some counter, push one, pull another, push up or lower, counter rotation, and just let her react to that. All of them challenging the balance in different angles and directions. Great. Perfect. Thank you so much. Now that she's on there, we're gonna sell more of these. Okay, the next one is going to be using your yoga mat. And here, what we're going to do, we're going to be kneeling. We're going to get the left foot right in front of the right knee, so in a straight line. The back foot is actually planted down. We're going to come into a position where we're tall kneeling, and we're holding for 10 seconds before we come back down. It is harder than it looks, so the more aggressive your foot is along that straight line ahead of you, the harder it's going to be for you to maintain your balance. You can fixate on one object in front of you. Okay, it's going to make that easier. down. We're going to do 5 of these total. That was 2. Really need to focus here. This also helps to engage your abdominal muscles and the muscles of your core to keep you in that balanced position. Got 2 more. If this gets easy, you can start doing some diagonal movements with your arms to bring in some additional requirements of your body to try to fight against those forces that your arm is putting into the system. As you can see, I'm already having enough problems without moving the arms, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, and then we're going to switch sides. A lot of times this is where we find some asymmetries, where maybe the athlete has one side that looks a lot easier, quality of the movement's better, they're not fighting as much. Sometimes you'll get a side where you literally can't even, the athlete will be able to do it on one side, the other side they can't even do it. Let's try a few of those diagonal movements. If that position's too hard to have that front leg in a straight line, you can always widen it out just a little bit. Anytime you widen your base of support, that makes it a lot easier. So don't struggle with not even be able to hold it at all for the 10 seconds. Do yourself a favor and just widen that foot out a little bit, to at least to where you can do the exercise, and as you progress you can get more aggressive. Excellent, good job guys. The last one is going to be the tandem stance. So one foot right in front of the other, arms at your side. Going to hold there for 10 seconds. We're going to do 5 each, so you can kind of step out of the position, get the position again. You could even make it, a little bit more aggressive, where that front leg is just even a little bit over that line. Stepping out of it. If that's too easy, you can always close your eyes. Okay, that's always going to make balance harder. My back foot's really working hard there when I close my eyes. Good, 10 seconds. That was 5. We're going to switch. Once again, fixating on one object in front of you. And for me, it's a little bit easier doing that, so I'm just going to go ahead and close my eyes. Obviously, that's harder. I struggle a little bit more on my left side. I've sprained that left ankle a few times. There's some research that can affect balance and firing patterns of muscles on that particular side. And that was 5. Thanks for doing that with me.